Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. Love you guys. Thanks for coming on over today. You're the best. I want to show you my YouTube journey junk journal that I've put together for 2022 because my old one that I had had since 2019 was full. And I love that journal, and so I wanted to make something similar to that journal. And I did a paint pour on the cover, and I did show that. But before I want to show you the inside of this too really quick. But before I do that, I want to show you what I'm going to do for a series in 2022. So I'm going to set that aside. So it's right here. A couple different things. I'm gonna do a journal a month. Again, a mini glue book, or not, I can't call it a mini glue book. I'm gonna do a glue book, and I'll have to think of a series name for this. But I made all these mail junk journals a while ago, and I've got a video on how I put these together without all the fancy stuff. I mean, the only thing that's fancy about it is I've got string and a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. Otherwise, these are all made out of mail, junk mail that I had just kept. I mean, I went on a kick. I made, I think I've got 13 of these right now. And then plus I've got these things that I haven't even put together yet, but these are all made from magazine scraps after I took apart a magazine. This is just magazine covers, and this one's really sturdy. So this one might end up being an art journal, just because it's made out of covers of magazines, so the paper's a little thicker. So that might be fun to show you too as I do my whatever I do this year. But yeah, every month I want to do these, and it's fun because there's different sizes of papers in here and different thicknesses and envelopes, so I can make pockets in all of these. You know, it's just in some fun mail. I tried to give it some color, but it's just a lot of, I don't know, it's just a lot of fun, all these. And they're all about 9 pages, so 36 surfaces to work on, so that's kind of fun. And I'm looking forward to doing these. This one has a bunch of narrow ones in that. I tried to keep it so that there was, I love this. Isn't that fun? That was an envelope. But yeah, this might be fun right here in the middle. But I've done narrow stuff before, so it's not too scary for me. So, oh, that's so fun. But yeah, I tried to put different kinds of colors and sizes and widths, and just to vary it. So I have different kinds of surfaces to work on. So, you know, it's all not all the same. So anyway, these are just all mail. So mail with put together with a 3-hole pamphlet stitch, and I will link the video of how I made this below. It's one of my most watched videos. So yeah, and easy to make. But for January, so just grab one, push that aside. For January, I just want to work on this bin. It's just been my catch-all bin for the last couple projects, and I just want to work on it. And I don't know what it's all going to look like towards the end as far as focal points are and words are concerned, but you know how these things work. You start somewhere, and then it evolves, it grows into something new, and however your creative juices flow, it might go in one direction, and then halfway through it might switch to another direction. So I'm not gonna be too uptight about that at all. Glue books really just are for relaxation for me, and they end up looking really cool in the end. So so I'm gonna set that all there, and we'll see how this turns out. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna do for January of 2022. Also in 2022, I want to work on this book and altered books. I think that's a fun thing that we can do as well. And I started a few pages in this one. This is an old German storybook that I think I found at a thrift store. But I've been watching some gals do mark making, and it's been a lot of fun to start on that. And when I'm stuck creatively, mark making just really keeps my creativity flowing, so that I have more things to choose from. And these pages end up being like samplers because nothing's really gonna be used to, and I'm working on my face drawing too. And I love how faces look on text. This is German text, so if you know German, that's just really pretty cool. So I've made a few pages in here, but I want to keep working on this as far as just altering it. So gluing and some other things. I really like this one. Was turned out pretty cool. So I just, yeah, I want to work on this one. And I've got this little sweetheart. Isn't it adorable? It says, this is my, I made some handmade paper, you know, how you put paper in a blender, you know, used up papers in a blender, and then you just, anyway, so yeah, I wanted to make this into something. I just love everything about this. I mean, the fact that it's just so tiny, but I've also seen some videos of people who just do these tiny little art on these little tiny books. So, and it's just crinkly. Oh my gosh, it's just glorious. I'm gonna work on that little fella, that sweetheart. All right, and I also feel like I want to do some more painting this year. So I don't know what that's gonna look like, but there's definitely gonna be gluing. There will be gluing, and there will be mixed media and black mark making and some other fun stuff. So let's get back to my YouTube journey junk journal, and I put January 2022 up towards the top for the simple reason that I don't know how long I'm going to use this thing. I don't, might just be 1 year. I'm not sure, but I want to leave this space in case it goes further down, and you know, might go into 2 more years. Since the other one was a year and a half, two and a half years. So yeah, anyway, so the spine is just, it's put together with some elastic band and some ribbon, and then I added some dangles from my mom's jewelry. These two were something that my mom had in her jewelry kit or stash that I was able to reutilize after she passed away. And just some fun beads and some twine, and I made a band out of elastic and just punched a couple holes in the back right here and made a band, because the other one was like that, only it was covered up. So I didn't think about putting them underneath the paper, but it wouldn't have worked because there's the bump there. So anyway, punched a couple holes and made a band so that it closes there. Because as you can see, it's a little bulky. It ended up being a little chunky. So that's all right though. But let's go on inside. Okay, so I made some pockets in the front, and I might do a table of contents right here and number the pages, but I'm not sure yet. But here's my calendar, and I did some little doodling on it, and took my watercolored pens and did some, yeah, coloring on it. Nothing real fancy. So, and this paper is pretty sturdy. I did do some clear tape in the middle just so it wouldn't, when I watercolored it, it kind of loosened up the paper a little bit, but it's good sturdy paper for the most part. Some pockets, and here's another pocket, because this is the beginning of the actual journal that I was using. And it was one of those junk journal I put together a long time ago, and so I just put some pages in here, some pockets, so I can write notes to myself and a little bit of fun stuff here. And you saw I did this, put together a little pocket for all my music, and I tabbed it right here. Added a few paper clips just for fun fluff on the outside and to hold things together. Took some pens and just doodled in some places where, just to give pages a little bit of definition for their spaces. And I can do little things in each piece, each section. So here's a YouTube artist thing, and your name might be on there. Who knows? Cloth pocket. Let's see. Piece of paper and another pocket there. So lots of writing space in here for me to put my ideas, my thoughts, my whatever's going on in my YouTube journey. Here's a pen. I need to tighten this though because it's really loose. But here's a paper clip that I made into a little pen holder. So I just didn't make it tight enough for this particular pen, but it still works. Pocket, some pages, and yeah, just doodled around some of the blanks spaces just to make some sort of, make it interesting. And I couldn't write on this page very well, so I made a little tuck right there so I can put a piece of paper there. Some journals and glue books that I want to do, some ideas. And whoop, what did I do there? Just some blank sheets, places, empty spaces that I can still doodle on if I want to, or add a stamp or a word, something like that. Pocket. I'm going to set this paper clip right in there so it doesn't flop around. Here's a belly band, some polka dot paper. So yeah, this is going to be my junk journal for my YouTube journey junk journal. And I like how it turned out, and I'm going to have a lot of fun adding to it and creating and what I like, what I don't like, things I've learned, goals maybe, things I want to learn. Big old pocket here, because that's what this is made out of, a big envelope from our tax guy. And here's the pocket too, I just don't have anything in it. And so yeah, I can add more pages if I want to. I can add some tucks back here, but again, it's getting pretty thick as it is, so we'll have to see how it all turns out. But that is my YouTube journey junk journal for 2022, and maybe further on, I'm not sure. But yeah, that's the plan, and I think I've got a good start. So I am gonna cut out of here and start working on this today. I'm excited to get in here and just slap stuff down and get my glue out, get my Elmer's Extra Strength glue stick. And oh, I wanted to tell you one more thing about this book. I did end up doing a sealant on it with ModPodge matte spray. I had this around because I did some rock painting last summer, and this worked pretty good for that, and I forgot I had it. Now the ModPodge that I used on my other one, a different journal that I poured on, was brushed on, and it took forever to dry. I mean, it was still tacky weeks after I had done it. This made it not tacky. This isn't tacky at all. So I love how it turned out. I just put on 2 coats and took it into a airy space. You know, it was down in the basement and in a wide open space with the window open, and did 2 coats. And it turned out fine. It's good. It's not tacky at all. So very colorful, and yeah, I like how it turned out. But yeah, ModPodge. Okay, guys, that's it for this short little intro video of what's going to happen a little bit in my 2022 our intrinsic value journey. So I hope you're figuring out what your intrinsic values are, and maybe this gives you some ideas. And again, I'll link the video where I made these mail junk journals. And yeah, maybe you can go check that out if you haven't already. All right. Love you guys again. Take care. And as always, God bless. Bye-bye.